One of the worst feelings that narcissists can experience is your absence. And when they discard you after a long devaluation, or when you haven't experienced a long devaluation, decide to pick up your things and go, they don't experience your absence immediately. Because when things break apart, typically they see you as someone who has no real value or worth. They've left you in a very weakened state, and they're pretty confident that they'll be in a better position than you for, indefinitely. But as time goes by and as you recover yourself, and as the narcissist starts to see that their life without you isn't all that great, maybe the new supply that they had all of a sudden isn't living up to their expectations, or maybe they see that you're doing well now without them, or maybe they just reminisce and have certain memories of you. But there's always going to reach this point, if you're out of their lives and you're not obsessively trying to get back to them, get back with them, there's always going to be this point where they're going to miss your absence. And this, of course, assumes that you are someone who had real value to add to their life at some point before. So when the narcissist realizes that you're out of their life, that you had something of value to offer them, and that they miss that, it really stings them. It really puts them in a dark place. Because even if they have a great new supply, that person can't keep them propped up, can't keep their mood, ego, themselves propped up in euphoric places forever. At some point, they're going to be grounded, and narcissists hate being grounded, and they start having memories of people who played an important part of their lives before. And what really stings when they think of that, assuming you were somebody who actually cared for them and wanted the best for them, is, they'll realize, like, if you were somebody who tried to comfort them, and let's say you saw the broken child in them, you tried to comfort that broken child, you nurtured them, that's something that they reach a point and they will miss that. Maybe you saw the good in them that most people obviously don't see. You gave them unconditional love. These feelings that made them feel whole, even though it would seem to you that they didn't fully appreciate these positive things that you gave them, like your unconditional love, your nurturing, your care, and everything else that you would have done for them, even though you might think they didn't care, because that was the kind of facade that they put out there, was that they couldn't care less about you, and the things you gave them were not very valuable. As a matter of fact, all those things that you did for them actually did give them, very good supply. It gave them some kind of sustenance. You nourished their soul, if you would, if you can even say they have a soul, but you nourish them in a way that they simply can't do on their own, and very, very few people out there can. And when they remember that, it really hits them hard. And it's usually at that point where, they'll sometimes wonder if they might be able to somehow get you back in their lives, get some kind of leverage over you to get you back into their orbit, so that they can extract some more of that supply from you, of those things that you would offer. But the thing is, narcissists, they have no empathy. They don't empathize with you in a caring way. They don't they're there for the taking, but they give nothing in return. So even if you did want to give them more, even if you did want to help them, even if you did want to offer your unconditional love, they would never actually appreciate that. They would never offer you real appreciation in return. And always, when you need them, or when you become reliant or dependable on them, they will always disappoint you, because it's in their nature to prove their superiority over other people and make other people feel bad. It's just who they are. And it's like the price someone pays to be in any kind of relationship with a narcissist, any type of stable relationship with a narcissist, the price you pay is you're a stool that they step on so that they can feel more uplifted, or you're a doormat that they can wipe their feet on. You're there to prop them up. They're not there to give you anything. If they ever give you something, it's because they want to take more later. Everything is very carefully measured when you're dealing with narcissists. Everything's very well calculated. And that's hard for so many people to hear. You might think that you gave them everything, you serviced all their needs, you gave them all your emotional focus, and you feel like they just couldn't care less. And then they're gone. And then somehow you become aware of the fact that they miss you, that your absence is having an impact on them, a negative impact, and they want you back. But then you come to realize that, well, even if you did try to go back, and maybe you do, and you end up learning from experience that if you do go back, they'll just step on you again. And it's because they don't have the ability to care about you as a human being, as a separate human being. People are always ever going to be an extension of them. And they can only fake empathy for a little while before their instincts kind of take over and they just become who they are. And that hurts. So it can be a pretty pitiful place to be, where you realize that that they miss you because maybe they've hoovered you, or they've spoken to people about you, and maybe you miss them, but you know that you can't go back to them because it just cannot end well. And that's just the reality of it when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have empathy. The price you pay is your self-sacrifice. And that's what you can't forget, is that they don't have empathy. They just use you.